Yeah, we did a quick chat here with Donal O'Neill and Louise O'Neill, Aseem Malhotra and Professor Richard Feinman, and we have Professor Eugene Fine down here as well, who declined to be on camera at this moment, inadvertently, and a lot of other guys. And we're in the Palm restaurant, and Antonio Martinez, our host, brought some very fine wines here. But what's special about this day, Donal? There's some premiere went on in New York.
The big fat fix.
Yeah.
First we'll take Manhattan, so yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Right,
And I was at the London premiere as well in the House of Parliament. It was a great event. And how's the film doing at the moment? I think it's going pretty well from what I see.
Well, the first thing I want to say is I think you're at the Houses of Parliament. I think we're going to have a Lord Malhotra here one of these days.
Lord Malhotra.
Listen, we need to be political enough to get the change that we want to happen. But yeah, I mean, I've no plans to go into politics.
Oh, and anyway, I'm only joking. I mean, this is a battle that needs everyone with their hands to do.
But we need to influence the politicians for sure. Absolutely,
we do, absolutely. And you've done some great interviews there. I saw you on Sky News there for 7 or 8 minutes the other day.
Yeah, no, it was great. They gave good airing to the film to discuss what it was about and the fact it's part of a movement, and it was great. Yeah, Sky News would be fantastic. It's very supportive.
And you have a piece coming out tomorrow in the...
Yeah, Touchwood, Telegraph tomorrow. Kind of just pushing the boundaries a bit further on the whole cholesterol hypothesis and insulin resistance and diabetes medications, and you know how relatively ineffective they are.
So. And the next big project, Donal, is on the way?
The next, who knows?
Just talking about it.
Tony has some great ideas.
Thanks.
There's so much we could take. We could make 10 documentaries of the topics we touched on in the Big Fat Fix, and it's a question of resources and time and.
But I think the first most important thing is to try and get this message really across the globe. I mean, we want to, if we can, take this around the world and just hit every country, every major country that's suffering from the problems that we discuss in the film. So that would be the first step. If we can do that, then we're on something.
And we talked before about tipping points. So at the moment we've got a few percent maybe of medical professionals who are aware of low carb requirement to avoid diabetes and obesity. And maybe when it gets up to at the San Diego conference last week, someone said the 5 to 10% is the tipping point. But if you reach 5 to 10% of people, it may get its own momentum, and then you'll get a major move forward. So when do you guys think the tipping point might occur?
I think it's who they are. I think many more physicians understand, but most physicians are busy taking care of their patients, and it's more that we need some who are prominent. And that's why I think a knighthood is really good.
There you go.
And actually,
my prediction, in the next 12 months that will happen.
Oh wow, that's them strong words, I must say.
But when you look at somewhere like South Africa, which is really interesting because Tim Noakes has such an enormous influence. You go into Woolworths in South Africa, which is like Marks and Spencer's or Whole Foods or whatever, but you can't find full fat products. They're off the shelves. You walk down the street in Cape Town, you see Tim Noakes breakfast, they advertise it. His influence has been astronomical. And it's in a smaller population, but if somebody like Tim Noakes emerges in every major populous region around the world, you'd see it happen pretty fast because his impact has been remarkable. So it can be done, and Aseem's having a dramatic impact in the UK. I mean, you don't walk into Westminster and scream to MPs. That just doesn't happen very easily, and it happens because of this man. So it's these figureheads are emerging, and they will bring change.
The Noakes Foundation has most certainly done an outreach program as well, so it hasn't only gone in at one level, it's gone in at different levels.
The townships he's been into.
With the first peoples I noticed, they're doing programs all over
Yeah, we were
very
involved
low
with
cost.
that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then it's a very different format. It's not. It's very doable, and it is the first step. Just get rid of the sugar, get rid of the plastic.
Yeah, for sure. So in South Africa, as you say, we have Noakes and yourself. For the UK, we have Dr. Aseem Malhotra. The US has had, Professor
we have an
Feinman.
army of people.
But no clear leader, maybe.
No, that is a problem. But also, I think we shouldn't underestimate the fact that the USDA guidelines are so thoroughly under attack. You know, they just can't survive with any kind of sense of being relevant at all. So
I did an interview in San Diego. Well, I did actually 7 interviews in San Diego with people, but in one of them it came up that really what's critical for the US is that the dietary guidelines are toppled in the current form, because until the dietary guidelines are won and change to something that reflects the actual science, it'll be very hard to get momentum in other areas. All the professionals follow the guidelines. They're enshrined for 30, 40 years. They've hardly changed. And until that battle's won, it'll be very hard to get movement in other areas.
The Congress did well. I think Nina had a big influence in getting the House Agriculture Committee to work these guys over. I mean, they looked terrible. They asked, the congressman asked the questions that we asked. Why are you doing this? Because you always do it, or, you know, and that's got to have an impact. You know, by itself it won't be headlines, but people see that and it doesn't have any strength at all. And I'm going to personally challenge Frank Hu to a debate on the USDA guidelines.
Excellent. And is that agreed that will occur?
Well, it's agreed right now that I'm going to challenge him.
That's the start.
You heard it here. You heard it here for the first time.
That was even better than some of your other jokes, Richard.
There's no joke. I'm going to write the email tonight. Whether he's going to answer it.
Yeah.
Right, well, we'll put this to Frank too. We've heard it here.
Yes,
We'll get on video. We'll get out there.
We'll make sure that this gets Frank.
If he doesn't answer it, it's because he's chicken and everybody knows that.
You hear that, Who? Okay, I like that. And actually, Nina Taschultz was meant to be here having dinner this evening, but her taxi got rear-ended, I think. A bit of a mess. So
Well, that was the USDA.
That's it. They don't want the thought leaders to get together, you know. They feel threatened. So, I don't know, 12 months, Aseem. I mean, that's great to hear. I wonder myself, but
I
maybe
think I'll start in the UK. I'll come out in the UK first. Is my guess.
So the UK, after many decades of not quite being a world leader, can become a world leader again.
Absolutely.
Love that. Okie doke. Well, I think we better get back to this one. Oh, I will just mention as well, this dinner is sponsored by www.ihda.ie, the Irish Heart Disease Awareness charity, which is striving to solve the problem of heart disease in the world. And,
Thank you, Aseem.
Admirable cause.
Thank you.